Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Sports Report. I am your host for this week 7. Will is going to be chilling in the back. He'll join us in a little bit briefly. But we've got a lot to talk about tonight with Super Bowl 58 and the Kansas City Chiefs coming out victorious. Now, before we get started, Derrick Ross, our special guest, former Chiefs running back, fullback, I can't remember which one it is. I just smoked weed with the guy. Former Chiefs player Derrick Ross will be joining us. Arena football legend, the Derrick Henry of arena football. Unreal talent and a great fucking dude. He will be joining us shortly. But tonight I want to start off with something here. And then, Ando, I'll let you have the floor here, depending on if our guest has made it or not. But, I want to start out. I got some receipts right here from the season, if you will. And I want to talk about some shit. This first receipt that I want to call out is to all of the people that were rooting, minus Will Morgan, because there's a lot more to his opinion of the situation than anything else. But this first receipt is for all of the people that were rooting against Kansas City because of their success. They were rooting against Kansas City because of Taylor Swift and the fact that showing her for 25 seconds a game is somehow too long. Of course, it would be basic white guys that would say 25 seconds is too long. 8 seconds is even an eternity for some of these rednecks that were rooting against the success of the Kansas City Chiefs. To you, I say, eat a bag of dicks.
I can second that, sir.
Patrick Mahomes is the unquestioned best quarterback in the fucking football league right now. And anybody who says otherwise is just a fucking baby. I'm not saying he's the GOAT. That title still belongs to Brady and very securely. I think Mahomes needs to get to 8 to compensate for the one that Brady beat him for. I'm not saying that Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. I'm saying he is the best motherfucker in the game right now. My next receipt is for all of the people that were wondering if Andy Reid was going to retire.
No,
Andy
sir.
Reid is the coldest motherfucker in the game. He won 2 Super Bowls back to back on the final play. The same fucking play every time. Andy Reid is the coldest motherfucker out there. And if you don't start putting some respect on his fucking name, I would also like to take a second to say thank you to those across the sports media landscape during Super Bowl week that have called out the fact that it took Andy Reid 21 years to get as a head coach to get his first Super Bowl. Coaches don't get that kind of time now.
No.
And they should have time to develop, except for the ones that suck. Like Josh McDaniels. You just don't give him time.
Brandon Staley, not a good coach. Quit hiring coaches that don't actually have play calling experience, and Eric Bieniemy will actually get his shot. Amen.
And my last receipt here is for Skip the Facts Bayless, or as Richard Sherman, my new hero, likes to call him, If Bayless.
Yep.
Skip, you come up with every reason why Mahomes is not the greatest right now. You called him a game manager. He sure managed that fucking game into a W.
Yep.
He sure managed that field so well that when the Chiefs D held the 49ers offense to a field goal on that first possession in overtime, everybody took a sigh of relief because they knew one thing. Patrick Mahomes was going to march that shit down the field and put that ball in the fucking end zone. Stop questioning Patrick Mahomes. Put some respect on his fucking name. I'm done being humble. You want me to shut the fuck up about how great Patrick Mahomes is? Knock him off the fucking top. Joe Burrow, that's great, bro. You lost in the fucking Super Bowl. You have beaten Kansas City meaningfully one time. You want Chiefs Kingdom to shut up? Stop putting cinnamon in your fucking chili and win a goddamn Super Bowl.
I'm going to piggyback real quick, 7. Considering the fact that he had, I would say Jamar Chase is a top 5 receiver. And every year you hear Jamar Chase say, Chiefs ain't shit. Chiefs ain't shit. Bengals are better. Chiefs ain't shit. I'm sorry. The two teams that had the opportunity to knock us off the pedestal this year. Buffalo, we took care of business.
Yep.
Baltimore, Lamar didn't show up. We took care of business.
100%.
San Francisco. Now, I will say, San Francisco, plenty of opportunities. And Will, you and I spoke about it in the Sports Report chat. Shanahan, this will be the hardest one for him to swallow as a coach. If he even makes it to another Super Bowl, this was the hardest one to swallow.
We're going to talk about Shanahan later on in the show because I got something I want to go over with you and Ambrose. And Ambrose, I see you there, bro. I'll bring you in a little bit. We got something else first after this, but I got you, man. I see you.
Yeah, but yeah, just take the receipts, eat them at this point. The Chiefs just proved that they're on a different level. This Chiefs team and Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, and specifically, they're cut from a different cloth.
You want Chiefs fans to shut up about how great Patrick Mahomes is? Fucking beat him. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Because until then, I get to say it. Why? Because he has fucking proven it. He has overcome every fucking obstacle that he has been asked to.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what else to tell you. And Ando, I want to get your thoughts on the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about this game. But before we go farther, I'm going to bring in our fearless leader, Sexual Chocolate himself. Somebody's been coming at my boy, Will Morgan. Now, I give Will Morgan shit because I can and I've earned the right to, because I've grinded on this podcast with him as we believe in what we're doing. But somebody tried to come at my boy. And I'm not going to play that game. So, and I want to give our fearless leader, Will Morgan, a chance to take the floor. And then we're going to have some more fun and talk about the Super Bowl. Will, the floor is yours. Oh, wait. Actually, you know what? Will stepped away for a second. Never mind. Okay, so, Ando. A couple other quick thoughts, and we're going to bring Ambrose in here as well. Ando. A couple more quick thoughts on the Super Bowl, man. What you got for me?
You know what? I was talking to my brother and my sister on the way home last night from the game, digesting, decomposing everything that happened. As a fan of football, last 18 Super Bowls since Super Bowl 40, I think you can argue this is a top 5 Super Bowl. I would personally put it in my top 3 behind Patriots and Seahawks at 49, Chiefs and Eagles in last year's Super Bowl. This is a top 3 Super Bowl. It had everything you wanted. The referees didn't make too many bad calls, if any.
Very clean, officiated game.
The defenses on both teams bent, and very rarely did they break.
Yep.
Both quarterbacks played mistake-free ball for the most part.
Yeah, actually,
that happened on both teams were done by running backs and punt returns, so special teams played an integral part. That being said, as a fan base of both teams, if you are a 49er fan watching this, do not hate on Christian McCaffrey. Do not hate on Jake Moody, right?
Absolutely not.
You're going to say, oh, man, Moody missed the extra point. That's no. If that is your argument, that Jake Moody missed the extra point and your team lost, you don't understand football. One play does not make or break the game. Does it shift the momentum? Possibly. But yes, Jake Moody making that extra point forces Mahomes to go into the end zone. Whether it was the end of the fourth quarter or the end of overtimes, Mahomes is putting that ball in the end zone. The only reason Mahomes didn't put the ball at the end of the game in the fourth quarter was because they had the field goal to fall back on.
Well,
if argument, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say, and with the overtime rules now, the way they work in the Super Bowl, even if the Niners had scored a touchdown on that first possession in the overtime, Kansas City still would have gotten a shot. Yeah. And I had legitimately forgotten about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, dude, and that's the cool thing I like about Carl Sheffers is he went into detail that overtime period. Hey guys, the overtime rules are different. We're going to do it as if a brand new game starts. So there's no 2-minute warning on that first overtime, which confused me a little bit. But then I broke down again the rules that he said. And then it's three timeouts. But even if Kansas City doesn't score at the end of that first overtime, there is another overtime as long as Kansas City can put the ball in the end zone or kick a field goal. So Kansas City Drew Tranquil said it in an interview. Part of our meetings this week was learning the overtime rules. They had overtime meetings every game this postseason. San Francisco didn't. So San Francisco, and they made the mistake about taking the ball, right? Because in overtime, yes, in normal regulation and game-wise, you want the ball first, score a touchdown, score a touchdown, the game's over, or you kick the field goal, it's good. San Francisco made the mistake about taking the ball first because now that you have the ball, you now give Kansas City all the momentum, whether you kick the field goal or score the touchdown, because they're getting the ball no matter what. Why would you put yourself in that situation?
Okay. But right. Will is back, so we're going to keep diving into this conversation because I want to talk to you about this because I have a theory on this actually. Okay. Will, now that you're back, I want to give you the floor to speak your piece because these people coming at you like this is bullshit, and you have our support on the Sports Report Network. So now you can jump on and speak your piece, okay? I thought he was back. Maybe he's not. Okay. All right. So I'm going to say one quick thing on that. I think that they take the ball either way. Their defense was exhausted. Their defense needed a break. They're taking the ball either way.
Yeah. Both defense were, dude, you could tell by the end of that game that both defenses were gassed.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So Ambrose, before we dive into some of the deeper questions from the Super Bowl, let's start with this. What are your initial thoughts from the game?
I thought it was a classic. The Niners had it to win. It was theirs to win. And they took their foot off the gas. And when you take your foot off the gas against a team like Kansas City, you're not gonna win. They stopped putting pressure on Mahomes. They stopped putting pressure on the offense. They started letting up. It was a completely different team that showed up in the second half. And when you do that, and you're playing a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, he's going to take every single advantage out of that situation that he can. And you're going to lose. Once you coast, they thought they had the game in the bag, and they started to coast. And once you coast, you don't get that momentum back once the momentum's gone. And they started to coast, and Kansas City, they're a team where they don't coast. They'll be up on you 100-0, and they'll just dig their heel deeper into your throat.
Yep.
They will not let it up. And it's kind of ironic because San Francisco did the exact same thing to themselves that the Lions did 2 weeks earlier. Mm-hmm. And for all intents and purposes, watching that first half, they should have won that game.
Absolutely. No, objectively, absolutely.
And they just, that's why there's two halves to the game. And that's why, and that's why I like going back to the regular season, Antonio Pierce, when he was up like 40 points on the Chargers, he just said, we're going to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the attitude you have to have, especially in a game like the Super Bowl.
Yep.
And they just, I blame Shanahan. I don't blame. They're going to blame that kid for missing the extra point. I mean, that the outcome would have been the same.
Yeah.
Whether it was overtime or fourth quarter, Patrick was going to put that ball in the end zone.
And that last play, you could tell on that last drive where the Chiefs sealed it, San Francisco gave up.
Mm-hmm.
If that guy on that last play, that game-winning play, he was wide open, and the Niners were just standing around. It was just kind of like, okay, the game's done. Let's just go play roulette or whatever they do in Vegas. Like, no one cared.
Yep.
The guy was literally just standing in the end zone, and Mahomes was like, "Oh, okay, here, like, take the ball." Like,
There was. Go ahead.
It just proves that the postseason is a different ballgame from the regular season. Everybody counted Kansas City out. Oh,
I'm
Kansas
listening.
City's
I got a
receivers can't
glare.
catch.
I'm going to shut it off in the back. I'm listening though. So give me 1 second.
Kansas City was told, "Oh, the receivers can't catch. Oh, Kelsey's a shell of himself. They got no running game." Okay, receivers dropped what? Maybe 3 balls all postseason. Pacheco ran really well in the postseason. Now, granted, San Francisco shut him down, but he still made key plays on first and second down that made it very manageable for the Chiefs to make it on third. And then again, Patrick was Patrick, right? And Ambrose said it best. The 49ers let their foot off the gas. And against a coach like Andy Reid, in a system defensively led by Steve Spagnuolo, hats off to him for not giving up at all, even being down 10 in that first quarter. Most defensive coordinators would change their game plan. He stuck to his guns, kept disguising the blitzes, kept disguising the defenses against the young Brock Purdy, who also deserves credit, even as the losing quarterback. The kid, Mr. Irrelevant, proved exactly how much he's worth to San Francisco. But at the end of the game, Ambrose is right. The 49ers shot themselves in the foot.
Here's the thing that I will say, and this is my thing with Mike Shanahan, because Mike Shanahan has now conclusively proven that he can.
Kyle, I'm sorry to be that guy.
Kyle, no, you're right. No, that's Kyle Shanahan has proven that he is not capable of getting a team through the Super Bowl. He couldn't do it as an offensive coordinator with a 25-point lead. He couldn't do it as a head coach with a 10-point lead that remained with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And then he couldn't close the deal last night. And I will say this. Part of the blame for this game falls on Steve Wilkes, because the defense that he was calling in the late part of the fourth quarter and all of Kansas City's possession in overtime was so easy. My 13-year-old son, who has really just started watching football with me this year, was calling shit out.
Yep.
And there was one play that just stuck with me in the fourth quarter. And I'm 100% sure that I said something in the group chat about this. Patrick Mahomes went for a long run.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an option, and then he took off.
Yep.
Nobody was watching him.
No.
Nobody.
Because wasn't that the 4th and 1 play?
Where
he ran the bootleg to the right?
And he had a fucking mile to run.
Yep.
It was completely open in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know when you're shutting down the receivers, Mahomes can run?
Yep.
Mahomes got Kansas City's second Super Bowl last year, third Super Bowl, the one they won last year, on his legs.
Mm-hmm.
On his fucking legs.
On his hurt ankle and leg, by the way.
Yes, on his hurt legs. He got Kansas City through the Super Bowl.
Well, that's how the only way to beat Mahomes is to immobilize him. And the Raiders figured that out in the regular season.
The 49ers
you have to close in on him, and you have to give him nowhere to run, and you have to literally force him. You have to will him to make a mistake, and it's very hard to do.
Yeah.
And that, if you immobilize him and you turn him into a pocket passer, he's not used to it. He's a different quarterback. If you give him the opportunity to improvise, he's going to beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is.
Yeah.
And that's what he does well. And now I have the distinct pleasure of introducing my hetero life mate and After Dark co-host, Dan the Dick Warner.
That's what you're calling it these days, huh?
Yeah. Hetero life mate. Yeah. We don't need to talk about what happens under the desk. We're not
suck one dick in college and automatically you're a hetero life mate.
It was the fact that it was multiple times the same dick.
But was it in the same setting? Because wouldn't that just count as one dick if it's in the same setting?
His dorm room, my dorm room.
Love is love, baby.
I mean,
love is love.
Speaking of love, hi RC, how are you?
All right. So Dan, what's your thought, buddy? What were your initial thoughts from the game last night?
I stopped watching when it was 1916 49ers. I figured that was the end, wasn't it? Or what ended up happening? Wasn't what everyone thought was going to happen? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Patty, dog. Actually, you know what? My favorite part about the whole game was the last touchdown. It just embodies everything that Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes have done at this point. Like the motion into the backfield to hide dude behind Kelsey. So you get all right. So the outside zone guy, he's got to go straight to Kelsey when he sees Coleman go in motion.
Yeah.
And Hardman, sorry.
Hardman.
Yeah, sees him go
I
in
don't
motion.
know. Coleman sounds like a cool nickname.
I thought his name was Mehul Cardman.
Mehul.
Yeah.
Hardman. I like that.
Mehul Markham. No, but he went in motion, and right when he goes behind Kelsey, that outside zone dude goes right to Travis Kelsey, and they're at the 6-yard line, so everybody thinks it's going to Kelsey, right? And then when the play runs the other way, you're already beat. You're already beat when you think you're guarding Kelsey on the outside. When you have outside against Travis Kelsey, if you hit that slight little second right there, and they run the bootleg so that Mahomes gets it. So like even if it's not there for some odd reason, that dude is able to pick up Hardman, he still just gets to run into the end zone. Like it's such a perfect play call, and he's been doing that all fucking year, like for 5 years now. Like
and Patrick put that ball on the outside where only Hardman catches it or Hardman drops and it's an incomplete pass. There's no way that's going to be a pick. At that point right now, like you look at Hardman's face, all he is saying to himself is, do not drop it. Do not drop it. And he said on the podium at that interview, hey, I caught the ball and I blacked out. I don't know what happened next.
Yeah.
Perfect time to black out as long as you hold on to that damn ball.
Exactly. Like seriously, that's the.
I mean, I think Dan says it best. It's a correlation. This whole season has been a correlation of what Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes has been able to accomplish in Kansas City. People write them off. Things change. The narrative changes. The story changes. But the ending stays the same. It's Patrick Mahomes and it's Andy Reid at the end of the season.
And I'm pretty sure what Travis Kelsey was screaming at Andy Reid in the first half was, we hit the tables before we hit the buffet. We're not going to the buffet first.
Yes.
I thought he was mad because he was being embarrassed in front of SpongeBob and Patrick, and he didn't want to be embarrassed anymore.
SpongeBob expects better from me.
Did you see the Nickelodeon captions? I didn't see them until today.
Yeah.
Apparently on their broadcast, it was like Taylor Swift's boyfriend really good at football.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Hey, I watched. They had a Thanksgiving one too. Nickelodeon did a Thanksgiving simulcast. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah,
I just like randomly saw it. I was like,
I've seen them before. I didn't see it last night.
I was looking for the game on the guide, and I was like, why is this on Nickelodeon? And I went on there. Actually, pretty entertaining. Not gonna lie.
Yeah,
like, especially if you don't. Especially if you don't give a shit about
I saw the one last year when the Rams played the Broncos after Russ threw like his third interception and they were down 30-10. And SpongeBob watched Russell's last interception and Patrick just goes, I don't know, SpongeBob. I thought Russ was supposed to be cooking, but there's something burning in the kitchen.
Yeah. They poke fun. Yeah, they poke fun at the players the whole time and like they slime people and shit. It's actually quite entertaining.
I like the NFL doing the simulcast on Nickelodeon for certain games throughout the year is absolutely fucking brilliant. And parents, I'm going to tell you why you should appreciate this. First of all, you can put it on Nickelodeon in the other fucking room so that the adults can watch the football without the kids asking questions. Number two, they explain the game of football during the game. They are teaching these kids how to play, what the rules are.
Yep.
All of the terminology and stuff, they're teaching it.
Like when they had the flags, Dora the Explorer broke
so
down.
Is Chris Collinsworth calling the Nickelodeon games?
He should be. I think he would be great at it.
Greg Olsen.
But the kid that they have doing it, Dylan, I can't remember what his name is. He's like 11. I'd rather listen to him call the game than
the one I saw had two like adult dudes, and then they were with a Ninja Turtle in the booth.
That's
it was Donatello.
I would also have that.
Yeah.
It was pretty entertaining.
But okay, so here's the first question of the aftermath of the Super Bowl, and I'm going to give you this one first, Dan. Does Kyle Shanahan keep his job?
Yeah, for sure. He just went to a Super Bowl. This is the third Super Bowl he's blown. Second as a head coach. He's been in 3 Super Bowls, right? I mean,
one is an offensive coordinator and two is the head coach.
Right. So most guys don't get to Super Bowls. I mean,
that's a challenge in and of itself.
At that point, did Kyle Shanahan do anything wrong? I mean, that offense was doing all right. I mean, for a while, like that's a good defense in Kansas City. Like that's a decent offensive showing the whole game, I thought. I mean, you're just up against fucking Patty, dude. I'm telling you right now, 15 is tough, especially you got to blow him out. You got to blow him out because if you get in a big game, he's just more calm than you are. He has a better feel for the game than anybody I've ever seen. Like it just the natural, like the way that he obviously what you want in a quarterback, but like it's such an under evaluated kind of skill because most people are going for like, oh, he knows all the plays and he knows all the routes the guys are running and all this stuff. Like it's so much more about just like being able to make decisions, split second decisions and the right ones. Yeah. And if the game is going slow for you, like Pat, it goes slower for Pat than I've ever seen anybody. It just seems like it's not like last night. What do you do? I think it was a pass or something that I'll think of it in a second. Go ahead, Ando or Ambrose.
Yeah, Ando. What do you think?
It's hard to say that he's gone after a Super Bowl appearance. I agree with Dan, but I think John Lynch Jed York is still the owner of the team, right?
Sounds not sure.
Yeah, I think Jed York is still the owner because I know that they got rid of GM.
You're the only guy that knows every owner of the NFL's name.
Yeah. But if Jed York is still the owner of San Francisco, I bet he keeps Shanahan on a short leash. While it is hard to get to multiple Super Bowls, to be in that position where you're up 10 and you still can't pull off the win regardless of who you're playing, that's got to play a factor in the long-term effect of your head coach. And I also agree with Dan. The offense played as well as you could against the Chiefs defense. I would say he's good unless they get absolutely pantsed to next season, which I don't see happening. I think he's got 2 or 3 years at minimum. I don't think you fire him.
And before I alter this question a little bit and get your guys' answer again, Ambrose, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, you have to put things into perspective. I mean, the guy he was coaching against was written off in Philadelphia. Mm-hmm. And everyone said he wasn't ever going to do anything after he left Philadelphia and Kansas. He was going to get fired in Kansas City within 3 years. And now he's got 3 Super Bowls with him in 4 appearances. So, I mean, I think it would be a little bit of a rash decision to fire Kyle Shanahan right away. I mean, look at Marv Levy. Yeah. He lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yeah. And
you can't just replace a guy that gets to Super Bowls and expect to win a Super Bowl.
Except that you can right now because you have Bill Belichick available, and that was going to be the next thing. Like, are you still feeling that same way, even with the thought that Bill Belichick is still available, and Bill Belichick can take an average team to a Super Bowl?
I still think you keep Shanahan.
Yeah, he can take an average Patriots team to the Super Bowl because he had built that culture. Like that culture was already like he established the culture. Like he's not going to be able to do a whole culture thing again. He's too old. Right.
And once his average quarterback left, he sank like a rock.
For sure. I don't think that he's like a make bad teams good type of guy. He's establish a culture and then you use that culture for an extended period of time to be good. Like that, his Patriots chemistry, that whole thing was like that's what works for him. Yeah. He doesn't have the time left to do that.
He's also the defense isn't the problem. He's a defensive coach. The defense isn't the problem.
Right. But you could. And again, this is just something I kind of just was kicking around in my head today as an interesting what if. You bring Bill Belichick in, and he, and he makes the defense better because, something can always be better. And then you bring in Eric Bieniemy as your offensive-minded head coach that will call plays. You give Eric Bieniemy that many fucking weapons. You can win the Super Bowl just on that.
But the problem with Belichick is he wouldn't want Eric Bieniemy. He'd want his own people. So he'd want McDuty, and he'd want
Patricia.
I don't know that you would bring either one of them in because right now, I don't think anybody would take him seriously if he did. And that's what would impact the culture in the locker room.
And that's probably why he wasn't hired.
Bill O'Brien just went back to
Boston College.
Boston College, yeah. It's an office, not even a coach. So
he was hired as a head coach.
I thought he was offensive coordinator.
No, okay. So I don't know. I'll have to look into that. The thing that I saw is that he was hired as a head coach.
I can't imagine him not being, but like I thought it was weird though because I thought I saw offensive coordinator, but that makes sense. I mean, why would he not be the fucking head coach? I mean, obviously,
especially at a school like Boston College, like really,
especially after what he did to the Texans. Like, let's give that guy every head coaching job we can give him. Like, what a genius!
Brilliant man.
I'm gonna say it like this. I think San Francisco, coaching wise, run it back. Right. I mean, again, you played up against Kansas City. Who's to say next year you don't get the better end of the flip if you make it back to the Super Bowl? If Kansas City makes it back to the Super Bowl, there's a lot of time left before even the start of next season. Take a couple weeks, sleep it off. I would say keep them, but that's just my opinion.
It's because it's so much more about like who they played than how they played. Like I don't think it was a college. I don't think that anybody is beating Patty in that game. I don't think there's a fucking way to do it. Like if you play a perfect game, yes. Like if the 49ers play a perfect, it just doesn't happen though. Like that never happens. So like percentages wise, you just can't bet against 15 at this point.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Okay, so before we dive into more questions, I think Will is ready. I'm going to give Will the floor here to speak on some things that have developed here post Super Bowl and people disrespecting him because of his opinions. So, Will, we're all going to shut the fuck up for a change and we give you the floor.
Thank you, gentlemen. How are y'all tonight?
Good.
I am waiting for the bombs to drop, sir.
All right. Here's my thing. And normally, I'm not this dude. Normally, I'm this dude who tries to be respectful and mindful of what I say and mindful of what I do. And to all of you guys, I want to apologize for what I'm about to say. But people were coming to my page, my Facebook page, talking trash. Now, don't get me twisted. Don't get it wrong. I ain't got no problem in engaging with you when you come to me as an adult. No problem. But when you start coming to my page and attacking me, when you start coming to my page and attacking my kids, attacking my family, we got issues. We got issues. You know who you are. Know it. If you think I say something stupid, come at me. We can talk about it. The reason why I didn't like Taylor Swift in this whole Kansas City situation is because the league was making money off of it. The league could have profited. The league can turn this thing around to how they wanted it to be because of all this money that was being brought into the league by Taylor Swift. That's why I did not like it. Plus, for the 25 seconds that they showed her, in my opinion, that 25 seconds could have better be spent on that game. Analyzing the player, analyzing the situation, seeing what's going on in that game versus you turning to her and just watch her doing high fives all damn day. No. And somebody brought up Jessica Simpson and Romo to me. That wasn't the same.
No.
That wasn't the same because Simpson didn't have that pull.
Nope.
That Taylor Swift does. She never had it. So that's different. And that was my only reason for not liking it. But rather than you coming to me and asking me why I didn't like it, you can call me stupid. You gonna call me out my name. Granted, this is a young black woman. And I did not call her out her name. But you still felt the need to bring up a situation that happened in 2023 with me and another content creator that we squashed that same night. You brought that up. But when I said you want to see receipts of everything being squashed, you ran away. And then you came back and said, no, I don't need to see receipts. But what you say is stupid. You don't have an original thought to your name. Let me ask you a question. Who has 4 shows they do every night? Let me ask you a question. Who's been doing this content creation for over 10 years? Let me ask you a question. What do you have? Do you have a show? Do you have anything that you are contributing to the space of content creation? Now, I get it. Don't get me wrong.
You will.
Taylor Swift, thank you. Taylor Swift has her fans. Don't get me wrong. And apparently you're one of them. And if you thought I was attacking Taylor Swift, I wasn't attacking Taylor Swift. Nope. I just don't care. I just don't care for the situation that could become of Taylor Swift being at the games. Or Taylor
like
Swift
Blake
being
Lively.
involved in the NFL.
Yeah, you don't want it to turn into the WWE.
Exactly. Exactly. That was my point. But instead of you being grown and asking me that question, you chose to attack me and bring stuff up from early 2023 that was squashed the same night it happened.
Is she watching, Will?
I don't know, and I don't
Fuck that
care
bitch.
because here's my point. Here's my point. You look at that one Facebook post and you say I'm stupid. You look at that one Facebook post and say I don't have an original thought to my name, but you're also the same person who I have not spoke to. You're also the same person I have not had anything to do with in over 3 years.
Oh,
You watch none
personal.
of my content. So how can you even know what's going on in my head? How can you even know any thoughts I have when you don't even watch my content? So go ahead.
My biggest concern is attack the person, don't attack the family or the kid.
Attack me.
That's yeah, nah. If you got a problem, you got a problem with me. Don't bring anybody else into it.
What was
I got your back.
Attack me. I'll take you off your day.
No, you are so much less of a person if you do not stand up to the person that you have the issue with. If you go attack the family, the friends, the relative, first off, grow a spine. Talk man to man. Man to man. Come on.
Or woman to
man to man.
Or woman to man, whatever the case may be. Don't sit here and say,
No, we ain't, I'm not throwing sexes into this. Man to man, woman to woman, whatever. However you want
I
to
know, but I just said for the case actually, particularly.
Don't say my sister ain't shit. Don't say my sister ain't shit. Don't say my kids ain't shit.
Yeah.
So weird.
Because you don't know any of us. None of us. Like I say, I have not had anything to do with you or what you've done on Facebook within the past 3 years. And all of a sudden, I see one little post about Taylor Swift, and here you come attacking me on my page. And if you think that because here's the thing that kills me also, this is a young black woman. I thought if somebody was going to attack me, she looked like y'all.
Yeah.
Fair. No, that's fair.
Have a beard?
Have a beard? Cute and attractive? Look, I think the only person cute, or I think the only person not cute and attractive here is me, but that's just me. So.
Thanks, Ando.
You're welcome, Mr.
But regardless, this is a young black woman who attacked another black creator or a black creator. And this is not me punching down. This is not me punching down. No. This is not me punching down. But understand this. When you attack somebody on their page, that person has a right to react to what you said.
Yep.
That person does not have to stay silent. That person has a right to react to whatever you said, however way they shape, form, or choose to. So in other words, if you like, and I said it on this show, I'll say it again. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Janae, and I deleted that post, both posts, because I'm not giving this person any shine. But Janae also commented on that post, and I told her how I felt. And this young lady commented on that same post, saw that same conversation between me and Janae, and you still want to come at me like that on my page. So I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a very long time. I'm gonna do it right now to that young lady, and you know who you are. I've never done this to a young lady before. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I'm trying to say it one more. Say it one more time, Will.
Fuck you.
One more time.
Fuck
she's mad.
You.
Mad she's never given that dick, Will.
Fuck you.
She ain't getting it now. She ain't getting it now.
She don't look that good for that. No.
Well, obviously, you didn't give it to her, so.
But
she's
ain't getting it now.
One Asian chicks, man.
But fuck her.
That's a good point.
In that video, no more dick. No more dick.
Fuck you. I'm not gonna say your name because I ain't giving you no shine. Nothing. But
no more shine.
Kiss my ass.
Yeah, going after families isn't cool. You don't. Going after you is one thing, and it would be like, but you go after someone's family. That's not.
It'd be like another team winning the Super Bowl in your house.
If you got a problem with me, if you got a problem with me or anything that I say, come to me. I'll be more than happy to explain it to you. Yep. We can have an adult conversation. You're an adult.
I do
Civil
gotta say
discourse
something
is
to you,
good
Will.
for everybody.
You're an adult. I'm an adult. Hell, I got no problem telling my age. I'm 52. I'm the oldest here. So
Will,
I ain't got no problem.
with you.
I ain't got no problem telling like a man and talking to you. But don't call me out my name because I didn't call you out your name. Don't talk about my people because they don't even know you.
I don't like you.
Stop
I don't like
it.
this person. I don't know it. I don't know her, but I already don't like her.
Already don't like her.
Already don't like her.
If you're
People
gonna
who don't
attack,
like Will, I got a problem with. Will's a
if
cool
you're
guy. I
gonna
like Will.
attack, if you're gonna attack
Who doesn't
me,
like Will?
I know, right? If you're gonna attack me on my page, be ready. Because I'm letting everybody know from this point forward, you can come to my page, start a conversation. But the minute when the attacking starts, I'm dog walking everybody. I keep my
Whitey's
receipts.
got your back.
I keep my receipts. And I already got a whole bunch on this person. So if she ever comes back talking trash, I'm letting all of it go. All of it.
Air that dirty laundry, Will.
Because she's got skeletons in her closet too.
She seems like the asshole that would have given him a griddle at 11:01 a.m.
And if you want, and see, that's the
10:29.
thing.
and
Yeah,
29.
And see, that's the thing, fellas. That's the thing. You know, she thinks that because I'm African American, I'm gonna cut her slack. Nope, ain't cutting you no slack. Because
Nah, we
you
believe
are
in equality up in this
Is
bitch.
that a thing?
you're attacking me. You're attacking me. You're
That's the thing.
attacking my family. I can take it. I'm 52 years old. I can take it. I'll sit there and conversate with you. But when you start talking about my people, I got issues with you,
Well,
and I think I did tell her to go back, do us both a favor, block me. I think that's what she did, which is why I took down the post because she blocked me. Go ahead, Dan.
Well,
I was
I
just
just
gonna-
gotta say it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead. No. Mine ain't as important. Go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say, like, I like how black people stick together because you just said that, like, she thought that you were like that she was you were gonna cut her slack or whatever. Like, I don't like go to another white person. I'm like, that person's white. They're gonna cut me slack. Like, I don't ever think about. I don't.
No,
I really don't.
dude.
Like, not a thing. Like, that's a
No.
good thing. I'm just saying it's a good thing that black people are doing that, though, right? I mean,
No, not me. Not me.
Well, no,
And
I mean,
see
like-
what other, and I see because I've never been involved in that process before. And I
Well, I
see what
know.
other content creators who've gone through it. King Lion, for example, on TikTok, he goes through it all the time, where a lot of black content creators come after him. A lot of people who criticize and judge him are also African American, and it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. If you're gonna come at me, attack me, leave my people alone.
Seriously, that's
Okay.
it's not that fucking serious. Will doesn't hate people.
Nope.
He favors Asians, but for a completely different reason. But no, we're all fucking adults here. I hate how the internet has given some people security where they think because they can't get punched in the fucking face for saying something stupid that they can say something stupid.
you can't get punched in the face, Tony. Now, anytime. By the way, that's some fucking bullshit. That is actually a problem. Like, you can't punch anybody actually person to person anymore because you will get a fucking assault charge. Like,
Yep.
there is no
You can't
like.
say you're gonna.
There is no physical backing to anything anymore, which is actually starting to rip the fabric of society into little pieces at this point.
Oh,
You
like,
can't
I'll
threaten to
take it-
punch somebody because then you get arrested for aggravated assault.
I'll
Yes.
take it one step further.
Conspiracy
I'll take
to commit.
I'll take it one step further. Defamation of character.
You can't
I'll
say
take it one
anything.
step further.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't have the money to do it because I do. I'll take it one step further. I think this person lives. I'm not sure where she lives, but I got an idea. Don't think I won't do it. If you come on my page again, don't think I won't do it.
Get him.
I
Defamation
screenshot
of character.
everything. I
Don't fucking
screenshot
do it.
everything from that conversation before I deleted it. This is in my file. This is my file on my other phone, so I got it.
I bet
Yeah.
she's fat.
So
Yeah, what I was gonna say, Will, is I don't like you, but I don't like you because you grow better facial hair than I do. That's the only reason. If there's any reason, I'd have a black man gene in me so I could get perfect facial hair. But I digress.
thank you.
Yeah,
sir.
he's not
Thank
even
you.
focused about having a dick bigger than 1 inch. He just wants to be able to properly grow facial
Yep.
hair and look like he made it.
Yes. Looks
Hey,
like
I
you might
gotta get
have a
my
big body
priorities
range.
straight, right? Let me get my priorities
I
straight.
mean,
boys.
you do kind of look like you'd be banned from a Walmart.
Yeah, for sure.
I work in a Walmart. Thank you very much, sir. How can I go to work if I get banned, sir?
Exactly. He can't even go to work. But that's my thing.
Making
But that's my
Gatorade
that's
bottle
my
in the
thing.
bathroom again.
But that's my thing. Stop it.
Stop it.
If you're gonna attack somebody,
Get some help.
if you got some, get some help. If you want to attack somebody or state your opinion on somebody else's page, by all means, that's fine with me. I'll sit there and have a conversation with you. I give a damn. I'll sit there and have a conversation with you if I have time. Just do it respectfully.
I gotta do a dive into this. It's not gonna be a deep dive. This was over a comment about Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Do you think Taylor Swift DM'd her like 5 minutes after the conversation? Was like,
God,
"You go, girl. Thanks for defending me."
Thank you for defending me to him.
Every time she walks into a room, somebody slaps her on the back, and she's like, "Hey, what you did to Will? That's good. That's good.
That was good.
That's good.
It doesn't happen
Swifties for life.
for nothing.
Now,
For nothing."
now Taylor's
Swifties
going to switch
forever.
on
She
over to
looks at
Travis and be like,
screenshots of-
who's this Will guy we keep talking about? I don't know.
She looked at the screenshots of the conversation and diddles herself because she likes the tuna fish smell. Listen, bitch, I work with comics. I will roast somebody I don't know, and it will be bad. Bitch, if you were any more of a whale's vagina, you would be on display at fucking SeaWorld. Leave my dude alone.
We're going to start calling her Shamu.
People
Anyway.
be, man.
Code name
Yeah,
Shamu.
man. Because I get it.
Free
because I talked to my sister about this before I came on, and I got to get my piece out. But again, I don't want to act like I'm attacking women because I'm not. Because most women who come to my page are at least respectful when they speak to me. But
You're not
this
attacking
one
women. You're
here-
coming after a fucking troll, bro. Speak
This
your
one here,
Yeah.
Trolls are unisex.
Yep.
is a
Trolls are
troll.
unisex.
Yep.
And like I say, keep it up. Keep it up.
They're eunuchs.
Defamation of character. I know very, very well. And
Yep.
I will do what I got to do. So leave people be, leave people alone.
Will, before you leave us tonight, give us your thoughts on the game real quick, buddy.
Before I get out of here, the 49ers had their opportunities. If you go back, particularly in that fourth quarter, where Brock Purdy just threw up I don't know what, Chris Jones was rushing him. He threw up a
third and
freaking
fourth.
air ball. I didn't understand why there wasn't a hot route for Brock Purdy to go to in the end zone.
There should have been.
I don't understand that. I don't understand why some of the defensive calls in that game I didn't understand. If you let go of a coach, it's got to be Steve Wilkes, because I don't understand what the hell you were doing in that game. I don't understand why they stopped running the football.
Yeah.
If you go back and look at it, you had the best running back in football. He only had 22 carries for 80 yards. The best running back in the game? And you were running the ball successfully? And you stopped?
For all the white guys.
And running the football was supposed to be your calling card? And you stopped?
Didn't they say at the beginning of the game that Shanahan said he wanted to run the ball over 30 times?
And
you
you
run
would have ran
22
that
with your head.
thing. That's one thing KC's defense has not been doing a good job of this year, is stopping the run. I would have ran that football 30, 40, 50 times in that game. I would have kept control of that clock, and I would have made sure that Patrick Mahomes got very limited opportunities.
Debo Samuel had less than 5 touches.
Yep. George Kittle had 2.
George Kittle had 2. And don't get me wrong, I love my defense, but there is no way that our defense was so good that they took George Kittle, CMC, Debo Samuel, and that awesome fucking wide receiver core that San Francisco has all out of the game entirely for most of the game at the same time.
And then go back and look at it. And then go back and look at it. Jennings had a better game than all of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had a better game than all of them.
I think if the 49ers win last night, Jennings gets MVP.
Oh, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
He has to.
Hell yeah.
Well, if they won last night, it would have been against all odds.
You know what? No, it
Right.
really would have. But here's the thing.
Hell of a
Here's the
bet there,
thing.
Ambrose.
But here's the thing, too, I want to say. This is not a game of field goals. This is a game of touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs are favored in that game last night.
And the 49ers could not score enough touchdowns in that game. You had opportunities in the red zone. You let the ball slip away. You even had a freaking turnover.
Trent McDuffie had a fucking coming out party.
Yes,
Yes, he did.
yeah, he did.
He came in a defensive superstar last night. I mean, everybody knows who Trent McDuffie is now. That dude fucking was getting it done.
If you didn't know him before, you know him now.
Yes.
You're right.
I think everybody was paying so much attention to Jarius Sneed that Trent McDuffie took advantage of it.
He reminds me of Ed Reed, how he plays a little bit.
But I will say, but I will say this, and I agree with you guys. I don't think Shanahan goes anywhere. He did get this team to a Super Bowl, and he has a favorable NFC. He's still going to be one of his team is still going to be one of the favorites in that conference coming into next season.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Dallas manages to step it up, which I doubt they do. Unless Philly can,
You said Dallas can do it.
Unless Philly can right the ship, I don't really see either one of those teams knocking them off.
Green Bay and Detroit are the two biggest threats.
Particularly in the playoffs, they'll be threats, but I don't think they'll knock the 49ers off. I'm worried more about Detroit than I am both of those guys. So we'll see where it goes. I don't let go of shit. But Wilkes, to me, not to have a spy on Patrick Mahomes, particularly in the fourth quarter and overtime, to stop some of those runs, to have your players not have leverage when they were coming to try to tackle him, to not have leverage to give him that outside run.
Yep.
Come on, man. You got to be better than that. Then Greenlaw, when he came, and I know he went out hurt, but then he came back in. He got roasted. Roasted by Travis Kelce, and it's the same move. He'll fake in.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug,
and then go out, and no one could stop it.
And the ball's right on him. The ball's right on him too. Like right when he comes out of those cuts, it's right there. And like
the ball right there. And what have we said on this show about if you're gonna beat the Chiefs, you have to score touchdowns. Field goals won't do it. You have to score touchdowns. Field goals will not do it. Field goals will not win that game.
Let me ask you guys something, because this is something else that was sitting on my mind today. In that overtime possession that the 49ers had, they get down into the red zone, they kick a field goal on fourth down. Do you go for it instead of kicking the field goal?
Yeah, you have to be aggressive.
I do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So I think San Francisco, there were plenty of players on San Francisco that admitted that they did not know the overtime rules. So they could have been like, oh, hey, they'll have this much time. We just took almost 8 minutes off the clock. There's no way they're going to go down in 7 minutes and score a touchdown. So they kick a field goal. We still have a shot. Kansas City, again, knew the overtime rules. If I'm San Francisco, if I'm that coach, you have to play aggressive. And you said it, Seven. You said it, Dan. You said it, Ambrose. You cannot kick field goals against Patrick Mahomes and expect to win. You have to be aggressive. I would much rather get beat by Harrison Butker's leg and lose by 3 than, oh, hey, we're going to play it safe and then watch Patrick Mahomes do what he does every fucking postseasons. As a Chiefs fan, I love it. Chiefs fan, I love it. But Patrick Mahomes does it again. Right down the field.
You have to make sure. And going in that fourth quarter, it was 1 minute and 59 seconds left. What did I say in chat, y'all? That's too much time.
Yep.
That's too much time. You can't do that.
And like I was saying to Seven and like I was saying to Ambrose, it doesn't matter if Moody hits that extra point or not. Nope. Kansas City's putting it in the end zone.
Yeah. 100%.
Because that defense,
my sister just yells from the living room, just always remember 13 seconds.
Because that
there is never not enough time for Patrick Mahomes.
No, you have to minimize that. You have to minimize that. And to not have a spy on him.
My question is, and it kind of goes to what you say, Will. What was the conversation? Because that defense played maybe the best half of football against Patrick Mahomes. And I'm not saying that the Chiefs didn't have some offensive game plan to counter what the defense was doing, but that defense changed from an over-the-top zone and keep the receivers at the line of scrimmage to, oh, we'll give them short routes. Our guys deep will take care of it. Patrick eats that for breakfast.
I don't know why they changed. And that's why I'm questioning Steve Wilkes.
Yeah. That used to be Mahomes' only weakness, was that he would try and push the ball down the field too quickly and not take the underneath stuff. And now it's like that's not a weakness anymore. Like he understands that he can just go underneath the whole time.
Right.
If anything, now that's his strength because the receivers now have more time to catch the ball.
Yeah,
whereas if you put it down the field, that's where you saw a lot of the drops was the deep throws, like the game against Philly, MVS dropping the ball, the game against the Raiders, people dropping ball. It seems like when it's more intermittent 5 and ins or those quick slants, they never drop the ball. It's because Patrick is so adept to them having it in their chest when they break their routes.
Yep.
And that's what you're going to run into, Will, with like spying too. Is if you put a spy on Mahomes, who's guarding Travis Kelce? Because that's in the same. They kind of mirror each other as far as like what they do. Like, because you'd have to have Fred Warner. The reason he wasn't spying Patrick Mahomes is because he was guarding Travis Kelce pretty much the entire game. And it's like, and then Greenlaw goes down, and then you really don't have somebody else to do it. So like, yeah. So I think that's what happened.
Man, I hope Patrick Mahomes does a Michael Jordan and decides to play baseball next year.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no.
Well,
hold on. I got to ask this. With you being a Raiders
he won't get
fan,
his dad killed, though, so that won't happen.
Oh, no, his dad will just get himself killed from all the alcohol he's drinking.
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
It won't be Patty's fault, though.
He went from Patrick Mahomes to Patrick Mahomes arrest.
Yes. Home Alone. Ambrose, which was worse for you? Seeing the Chiefs end zone in Allegiant Stadium or seeing the 49ers end zone in Allegiant Stadium?
I'd have to say the Chiefs because I didn't live in California. That's like a regional thing, and I didn't really, to me, the Niners and the Raiders played in the same area. It didn't really resonate with me. That's a city thing. That's like from people from Oakland and people from San Francisco don't like each other, and I'm not from either city, so I never really took much stock of that.
Kind of the same city, just saying.
Yeah, I mean, there's only a bridge separating and a big old bay, whatever.
Yeah, still kind of the same city though.
So, all right. So as we wind down talking about the Super Bowl, you're left with this final thought on Matt Nagy. Does Kansas City release Matt Nagy after the Super Bowl parade? Because they won't do it. It's not like it's going to happen tomorrow. I'm not stupid. But does Matt Nagy come back next year?
My sister just yelled, "Bring back Ben-Ami."
I heard her.
Okay, just checking. They can hear you.
With the enemy being free,
he ain't gonna come back.
I don't think so either.
Dude, there's got to. I mean,
I don't think so either.
Devin, I think you and I agree that there's in some way, shape, or form or capacity Kansas City brings him back.
The only way Eric Bieniemy comes back as the offensive coordinator is first of all, he gets all play calling abilities. It's in his contract. He's the play caller. And the second thing is that in his contract, he takes over as head coach when Andy Reid retires.
Yep.
I can agree with that.
You got to do it, Rod Mayo. That's the only way Eric Bieniemy comes back.
So, in your circumstance, the enemy signs that contract. What happens to Matt Nagy?
Matt Nagy is coaching in arena football next year.
Okay. All right. I can go with that.
Hey, come on. The XFL's coming back.
It's not called the XFL. It's called the UFL.
UFL. It's the UFL now. This is true.
And that league officially started. I think that league has officially started. So all coaching vacancies needed to be empty. So it'd have to be next year.
Does UFL stand for nobody gives a shit?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
It stands for you fucking lose.
Football,
wow. You're in the UFL. You fucking lose.
You football, lol.
Okay.
Football.
All right. So, summing things up, the haters can eat a bag of dicks, except for Will. He has a pass. He's gonna give me an N-word pass one day when I need it, but for right now, he gets a pass.
I allow it.
But
I'm gonna clip that when he does it too.
Just run it.
Oh God, I'm gonna get so canceled when that happens.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on. Seven's not allowed to say never no more?
Nope.
Netherlands.
We didn't talk about this. Will, and I'm going to kick this to Will first because he's more well versed in black music than I am. But what in the fuck was up with that halftime show?
Dude, I enjoyed that halftime show. I'm sorry.
I knew some people were going to.
I hated it.
Fuck off, Dick.
I'm just saying, like I knew people were going to. Like it wasn't that bad, dude.
I hated it. I haven't been an Usher fan, and I haven't been.
Hold on. I will say it wasn't as good as Super Bowl 56 with Eminem, Dr. Dre, and all the.
Hell no.
Dude, that was a damn good Super Bowl.
I mean, why? Because Dr. Dre didn't saunter around the stage on roller skates.
Well, okay.
See, that's just
okay. Usher fucked around.
I want to hear this.
That's just so disrespectful.
Is it like an older black guy thing that caused Usher to sweat more than the players that had played in the first half?
It could have been,
Yeah,
man.
hey,
It could have been. I mean, them lights, boy. We don't do good with them heavy lights. We don't do good with them heavy lights.
give him
can
respect
tell you
though.
absolute knowledge. Those lights were 200 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like he was on it's not like he was on a fucking regular stage where they're only like 20, 30 feet up from where he's at. That was like 200 feet in the fucking air, man.
Right. And
maybe he's really sensitive to that heat, man.
He did actually sing.
He did actually sing. And that guitarist, that young black guitarist, holy shit, I want to lick jelly off her butthole.
Yeah.
But
mad respect to him for like
talent.
dancing. Yeah, like dancing and singing, and like because most of them do lips. I mean, I think it's like almost over half of them lip sync. For sure.
So my sister
on a scale to The Weeknd with the jock straps on the faces to Prince.
Prince will always be number one, dude. Prince will always
killed
be
me.
number one.
I haven't been an Usher fan in so long. It ain't even funny.
Lady Gaga's was awesome.
So
So my sister just brought up a
really
good point. Did everybody else realize that Usher and the boys were wearing those purple outfits from
Black and purple.
The black and purple outfits from Dodgeball, the Cobras?
Hold on. Is that your sister? And
yeah, that's my sister.
why is she hiding?
Will wants to know why you hiding.
Why are you hiding back there?
She's white. She's blending in with the walls. It's like you guys at night.
What's up?
Why is she in the closet?
That's not the closet. That's the hallway. My closet's right there, you dick.
Mando keeps his sister in the closet until it's
He
time
lets me out for the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
She says she likes the closet because it's dark and there aren't haters in there.
He opens. I open the door.
It's not my fault you got clothes hanging in your hallway.
No, dude, first off, no, that's not clothes, okay? That's a Call of Duty poster and a Doom poster.
Yeah, it's clearly a hallway, Ambrose.
Yeah, that's a fucking hallway.
Oh shit. Okay.
But I didn't like the halftime show at all. I wasn't a fan of it.
I appreciated the attempt, and I would say quite easily the best part was when Lil Jon and Ludacris were out at the end.
Oh, dude, yeah, my sister and I lost it when Ludacris hit the stage.
That was I think that saved it and made it mid, because if they don't have both of them, that is definitely a below average halftime show.
Yeah.
So,
but I will say this: the NFL has to do something other than rap or hip hop soon, or people are going to get pissed.
I wasn't even a fan of the commercials this year.
Oh, dude, come on! There were some really cute commercials. Man.
That's I wasn't a fan of commercial.
I thought that Doritos commercial was stupid.
It was.
I thought it was stupid.
I thought the Uber Eats commercials where people forgot things, by grabbing Uber Eats. I thought that was good.
Yeah.
The guy walking into the office without his pants on, like, man, I'm glad I got those 440 spreadsheets done. Why is it so cold below the waist?
All right, let me ask y'all this. I got a question. Let me ask you guys this. With the way she drew Bundy for the NFL this year, does Taylor finally do a halftime show?
No. Here's why. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's a good question. I was talking about this with some friends yesterday. I can tell you exactly why Taylor Swift will never do a halftime show, or at least not anytime soon. Okay. Last night, there were the mics for the singers were live, which I respected. And I think during the guitar solo by that chick that came out and did the guitar solo, I know I've seen her name. It's Her. I can't remember the full fucking name, and I apologize to her for not getting it right. But talented guitarist, and her solo, I'm pretty sure that was hot. But outside of those things, every single other piece of what you saw last night was pre-recorded, or what you heard last night was pre-recorded. That marching band on the field, there weren't live fucking mics on that marching band.
Absolutely not. But
Usher's
voice was live.
Out there, yeah, Usher's voice was live. Alicia Keys' voice was live. Hers guitar was live. Luda and Lil Jon's mic was live. Will.i.am's mic was live. Whoever that other black guy was, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. Was that Mike Brown? I can't remember who the fuck that was.
The one dressed like Master Chief.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know who that was.
No, the one that was dressed like Master Chief. That's Will.i.am. He's part of the Black Eyed Peas. Yeah. But Taylor watching a Taylor Swift show, if you guys ever get the chance watching videos of her live shows, she designs it like a performance and an experience.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets that from people that she idolizes, that she gets to hang out with, like Paul McCartney. A Paul McCartney show is a fucking experience for a reason. When you go to a Taylor Swift show, you do see some openers, but then you get Taylor Swift on the stage for 3 fucking hours. Because you're paying thousands of dollars for a ticket for Taylor Swift. You get Taylor Swift for 3 fucking hours. She wants to make sure you get your money's worth. Right. And Taylor Swift doesn't like using live recorded shit. That's why when she's on tour and she's doing a heavy load, she does not talk after she gets off stage. She does not talk during the day unless she absolutely has to. She's conserving her voice so that she doesn't have to use any backing tracks or any lip syncing. And Taylor Swift does not want to do that shit. She does because she is trying to be an example. She keeps it live. That's why she has live music. Musicians work with her. Everything is produced the way it's supposed to and not overproduced. Because of these things and the fact that the NFL wants to pre-record 99% of the shit that happens on that stage so that they can guarantee there's not a problem and they have complete control of the situation, Taylor won't do it. And I can tell you that's exactly why.
And it's also, they don't pay the halftime performers.
No. Oh yeah. No, you don't make any money off of that.
They don't pay them.
Nope.
Yeah.
Some artists have to pay to do it.
Most do. Most have to pay to do it because if you want a specific set outside of a certain budget that the NFL has, like The Weeknd, when he did his solo, when he did like all that shit where he came out, he paid for all of that. When
Like
Prince came in from the top of the stadium, he paid for that.
Gaga did it too.
When Gaga came in from the top of the stadium, she paid for that. Those moving decks that Rihanna was on last year, she fucking paid for most of that. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
The artist that is the featured artist is typically paying for the travel and expenses of the other ones that come in.
It seems like there's a lot of like kind of washed up, like not washed up. I don't want to call Usher washed up, but like his time is not right now. Like his time was 15 years ago. His time was 15 years ago.
I think Usher was there because he either has or just recently ended a residency in Vegas.
Yeah.
So he was easy to get.
No, you're 100% correct. And and the thing of it is, with there's been people talking about why there hasn't been a different genre. It's been rap and hip hop every year since Jay-Z took over. Here's the thing. Foo Fighters have turned down doing the halftime show every fucking year for the last 5 years. And we are not going to see modern acts anymore in the halftime show because of what happened with Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Because that was the last time. You think about it. You go back.
Yep.
That was the last time that the halftime show performer was a chart-topping artist in that year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
It is because of Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake that there are not modern artists.
Why? Because Janet pretty much lost her career at that point?
Yeah, and Justin Timberlake didn't fucking defend her like a dickhead.
Yeah. I feel like he's an asshole.
Nick Carter would have defended her.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Members of the Backstreet Boys. Fucking get your music together, Ambrose. Come on.
Maybe face of the Backstreet Boys. He was Justin's rival in the boy band.
No, AJ McLean probably would have been like, "Yo, dude, yeah, that's my nipple right there."
Oh, I know him. That's the midget.
Is it Nick Carter?
Damn.
No, Aaron Carter is dead. Actually, he and his sister both passed away last year.
Wow.
Oh, did his sister pass away?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad, man. Aaron Carter, that was a tragic situation.
Yeah, Aaron, and then his sister died. So Nick is without 2 of his siblings.
Poor fucking.
Wasn't a ton of their shit like the childhood stuff too, like Britney's kind of thing? Like they had
I think that was more Aaron. I don't know what happened with the sister, honestly. And I'm not sure. But Aaron Carter stuff, he had a fucked up childhood. He talked in length about it. He struggled with addiction. He had a lot of mental health issues.
Well, they got treated like a commodity, didn't they, by their parents? Basically, like a singing, dancing, fucking paycheck.
Well, I mean, you take these kids like Spears and Aaron Carter, and these kids, and I'm not saying it to be mean, but they're not that smart.
For sure.
Their parents take advantage of them.
And that's the thing. As a kid, you're not going to think your parent would take advantage of you, but
right.
Britney Spears is a prime fucking example of this. How many child actors this happened to in Hollywood? Like it's and that's why the good news is what these individuals went through was not completely in vain because there are so many laws that exist within the entertainment, within every state, for the entertainment industry, limiting how much money parents can actually take from their kids when they are a child star. The money gets protected for the kid, as it should be.
Yeah, it should be. It should be protected.
Agreed.
Okay. So, any final thoughts on the Super Bowl before we move over to the A? Because I know the trade deadline just passed.
Woo!
Bulls won today.
Yep.
Jesus.
Okay. All right. So
Wait, is it after dark? Are we reading the Vince McMahon text?
The Bulls.
Oh no, we're not.
You
We're not,
get
we're not
me in
quite ready
trouble.
for that.
Fuck it, let's do it.
Thursday.
That'll
You
be
are not getting me canceled. No,
We'll do it on Thursday.
you are not getting me canceled.
I'm gonna take my shirt off while I read them.
We'll do
Let's
it. Hey, we'll do it on Josie's show on Fight Night. There you go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's
We'll do
tell
it
you
on
what.
Josie's show on Fight Night.
Let's do a special After Dark episode, not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
Okay, that'll work.
I don't think anybody's taking clothes off.
Yo, I'm out of work. I'm game. I'll do it.
All right, I got you.
All
We'll
right.
bring you in. Okay, so we'll go ahead and fire it up. Let's talk some NBA.
All right, let's go.
Trade
All right, Dan,
deadline
I'm going straight to you, my friend. First thing I want to ask you that you are, and this is more of a fallout of the trade deadline because there wasn't a whole lot of big names
There
that got
wasn't.
moved during the trade deadline. But the buyout market, the Lakers took advantage of that. You know that, right? The Lakers
What's
took
up?
advantage of that
Yeah, sorry, I'm looking at the. Go ahead.
with the signing that I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
And I don't understand. I don't understand why Dallas let him go, to be honest, or why Brooklyn let him go, to be honest. They traded him, then he got released.
Dinwiddie.
So now he was on a buyout market. He decided to sign with the Lakers.
It's big.
You think it's that big though, for real?
I mean, dude, I don't think anything's big until the Lakers get to the playoffs. I think that they have to be higher than fucking what?
Yeah, I get you. And I
Okay.
know what you laughing at, Seven. Stop it, sir.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Dinwiddie's a big deal, but like it doesn't matter until he gets to playoffs though, because like there's what, like they can't be in the play-in and just go play Denver. That's not gonna,
right.
Like that's what they need to stay away from. Like if they can play somebody, which I don't see anybody who they don't match up with in the playoffs better than like the Nuggets. The Nuggets are a whole different deal. Like if they get the Clippers in the first round, I like the Lakers in that series. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think there's like a whole ton of teams that they can't just like slow the game down. It's LeBron fucking just running point, running point every time and shit like that. That whole different style of play is conducive to how they're playing. And if Anthony Davis stays healthy, which is the biggest question mark fucking ever, that's really the biggest thing with them is like but Dinwiddie's they needed scoring.
Yep.
Right. So they needed scoring. They need a lot of things, but like they needed scoring for sure. And they needed guys who are proven in the playoffs, which Dinwiddie actually is. Weirdly, he has a really high playoff points per game for some freaking reason. Maybe because he was like the number one option on a couple of teams, but yeah, there you go. There you go. Put that comment up there. There you go.
Damn.
There you go.
It's the opposite direction though. At least my home wins. At least my home wins.
Oh, senior, huh? That's what we're thinking there, Ambrose. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
But my only
That's
issue with
Pat.
the trade. My only
Patrick
issue-
is the under one.
My only issue with the trade, with Dinwiddie, or with signing, I should say. My only issue with it, the Lakers need defense. He doesn't help with that.
I mean, dude,
He's a rotation piece off the bench. Don't get me wrong. Somebody who can definitely help you score.
do they need defense though? Because like the only reason they need defense is because like it's the regular season and LeBron takes a lot of defensive time off. Like I'm not saying that's the only reason they need defense, but like
Right.
LeBron is a liability regular season defensively at this point. Like he's not a good, he's not terrible, but he's not a good defender. Yes, Tony.
I was gonna say, when in the regular season in the last 5 years has LeBron James played a lick of defense?
He plays deep. He plays at the end of games, honestly.
That's a good point.
Close games, but like, yeah, he picks his spots for sure. He gives up baskets as they know they're going to give up. Like he's not going to run down balls and shit all the time. Like that's a lot of guys though. That's the regular season. There's too many fucking games. Too many fucking games.
Good job.
All right, real quick. I did want to go ahead and go over some of these trades. On February the 8th, everything pretty much picked up. The Mavs add PJ Washington from the Hornets. The Mavs get PJ Washington. They give up a 2024 second round and a 2028 second round pick. The Hornets get Grant Williams, who's been struggling mightily for the Mavericks. They also get Seth Curry.
I like that move. I like the fact that Seth goes back to Charlotte where his dad played.
Yeah.
And he's wearing the number 30 jersey, which I think is real cool.
And
I had a random question. Whatever happened to Blake Griffin?
He had a couple of knee surgeries. He lost his.
He lost a lot of athleticism.
Yeah,
he also lost his black card for looking like a white ginger as a black person.
Sure about did, and soft as cottonelle tissue. Y'all think Karl Anthony's Towns soft?
He looks like a black guy. He looks like a black guy that got made by a printer running out of ink.
He watched the roast.
Did you ever see the sketch where Norm Macdonald? It was called Blake Like Me, where it was Blake Griffin walking around with Norm Macdonald's voice.
The thing that kills me about Blake Griffin, he was softer than cottonelle tissue when you go back and look at it.
He
softer. You could have made a case he's softer than a cat.
Will, it makes me think about that Charles Barkley joke where he was like, if you give DeAndre Jordan an overnight in a gym and tell him he can't dunk it, he's got 6 points in the morning. Like that's Blake Griffin. If you give Blake Griffin the night in a gym and tell him he can't dunk it, he has 6 points in the morning. Like, that's Blake Griffin. But he literally just couldn't do anything else. Like it was just like catching oops. It was catching oops.
And you didn't see him develop his shot until after his knee injuries happened.
And it was bad then.
It was. And the thing that always confused me about Blake Griffin is before his knees went, he had a lot of verticality. Mm-hmm. And when he talked, it seemed like he actually knew the game of basketball to a point. Mm-hmm. And then he started dating, it was a Kardashian, if I remember correctly.
Of course it was a Kardashian.
They
ruined
Kardashians
the NBA.
Could field a basketball team for the Olympics with as many guys as dated them.
Every time a Kardashian starts dating a black guy, it should be reported as a hate crime.
Yep. You end up somewhere.
The only guy to retain his sanity after dating a Kardashian is Pete fucking Davidson, and that's because he's not black.
Kardashians have ruined more careers than Twitter.
Ask Tristan Thompson where he is right now. Oops, no. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Look what happened to Lamar Odom.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Did Lamar Odom start smoking crack?
Lamar Odom almost died after dating a Kardashian
dude. A man.
Found him unconscious in an Indonesian fucking hotel or something.
Let's not get started on Chris Humphries. He's only known because he dated a Kardashian.
He was in a whorehouse.
I call him hotels.
All right. Let me go over this one real quick. And I think this one might have probably the biggest star power in it. The 76ers get Buddy Hield from the Pacers for Carmez. If I pronounce this, Doug McDermott. The Pacers get Carmez, Doug McDermott, a 2024 second round, a 2029 second round. I hate this. Cash considerations.
Francis Korkmaz.
Okay, I can pronounce his name for shit.
McDermott's gonna get bought out. McDermott's not a big part of that deal. Yeah, he's not a big part of that deal. Which that would be a fucking good pickup for the Lakers, by the way, Will.
But I hate this.
Dougie McBuckets.
But I hate this part. As part of the deal, cash considerations.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Hey, you got to have a way to pay for those copy machines, man.
Oh, and there was a third team in this deal.
The
Spurs get Marcus Morris.
Yeah.
The Spurs get Marcus Morris, a 2029 second round pick from the Clippers. And guess what? Cash considerations, baby.
Machines are expensive.
Hold on. Now, what about Marcus Morris? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's like what he used to be, but what about Marcus Morris for the Lakers just for the defensive piece
alone? He's old, Tony. I just think that he's a 30. They're both 35.
I think he and Marie should both sign with the Lakers.
Yeah, they're both 35. They're probably a little bit past their.
I'm finna hit y'all with a blast from the past. He used to be really, really good. Gordon Hayward goes to the Thunder. This Chris Merrick, Trey Mann, and David Bertans
Davis Bertans.
Second round pick from 2024 and a 2025 second round pick. The Hornets receive, and the Thunder get Gordon Hayward.
Davis Bertans got bought out as well. Yeah,
He's got to be bought out.
Dude, Hayward pulled a Dan Werner and just got his money and quit. That's what happened. He did. He got a bunch of money and then he just quit. It was like, I don't want to play basketball anymore. And like, I fucking totally get it, Gordon. But like, that doesn't make him a good piece on any team, honestly. But Davis Bertans got bought out. So Davis Bertans is actually probably one of the biggest buyouts.
One of the biggest names in there. Yeah,
he is. And like, nobody knows who Davis Bertans is. But like, another one's Korkmaz in the Sixers deal. He got bought out. So it says Marcus Morris got bought out as well.
Damn.
So you got Joe Harris.
He broke his mangina.
Yeah. Danilo Gallinari, 35-year-old.
Wait, he's still playing?
He's still playing. Yeah.
Jesus, dude. Like, that guy has no life.
Gallinari?
He's still playing basketball at 35.
I think he came in when he was 20.
Left.
I mean, LeBron, I really don't understand why LeBron is still playing at 40. Maybe he doesn't want to go home and hang out with his kids, but
maybe because he still averages 29, 9, and 8, 40.
I mean, when you don't have anybody else to play for the Lakers, I suppose, but
he has a better player on his team. Like, he has a better player on his team right now. Like Anthony Davis.
Okay, so he wants to be the coach. He wants to be the first player coach. Got it.
Not the first one, but yes. Like, I think it'd be good to get him in a player coach role for sure. But like, that doesn't happen anymore.
I think he wants to just play long enough for people to forget about Michael Jordan.
Which they'll never do, because that's like a folk tale. It's like a fairy tale. It's like Paul Bunyan. Anybody ever get about Paul Bunyan? No.
I'm just picking and choosing here. The best ones, so to speak. Patrick Beverly goes to the Bucks.
Didn't he get bought out?
Good move. Patrick Beverly. No, he did not.
No, he didn't get bought out.
He'll play.
He's actually going to help the Bucks, to be honest with you. I hate the man, but because I don't think he is what he thinks he is.
No.
But he will bring a defensive presence, because the one thing I'm hating about the Bucks right now, Dame Lillard's like an automatic turnstile.
Oh, defensively, he's terrible. He's fucking terrible.
He
doesn't even Yeah, nobody gives a shit about that, but LeBron's got to take shit for fucking taking a few plays off on defense. But nobody gives Damian Lillard a fucking hard time at all, and he's terrible on defense.
I give him a hard time all the time because he's terrible on defense. He's terrible.
Game time.
I'm sorry. What's defense?
Game time needs to be on the defensive end. How about that, Dame?
It's the NBA. No defense allowed.
No defense. All right.
That's a bunch of bullshit too, Ando. By the way, like I want people to stop saying that at this point. Like,
dude, there needs to be defense in the NBA, man.
Like, that's the NBA playoff game. They play
I cannot watch the All-Star game because there is no fucking.
There's no defense in the fucking All-Star game. It's an All-Star game. It doesn't matter. Why would you play defense in it? Throw oops. Get people to watch the fucking game. Like, they're not gonna fucking play defense in the All-Star game.
They're not playing defense.
Part of the reason why I hated the Pro Bowl for so many years, because nobody wanted to get hit.
The reason why, this flag football got to go for the Pro Bowl. That's what kills me. But
it's got to be flag football.
I want to see people get hit. Like, when you go Pro Bowl, I want to see people get hit.
I feel bad for people that make the Pro Bowl now, because it's like, oh yeah, your team sucked and you didn't make the Super Bowl. Now you don't even get to go to Hawaii.
No,
at least in the old days, you'd be like sent to Hawaii. You'd get a nice vacation. Now you're.
It used to be in Hawaii every year at the University of Hawaii Stadium, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah, at Aloha Stadium.
Yep. It used to be. It was like Aloha Stadium for 20 years.
Real quick, the trade that started it for the Lakers, Dennis Schroeder and Thaddeus Young go to the Nets. The Raptors got Spencer Dinwiddie, and then he got bought out. And the only other one I wanted to mention that I thought was kind of a big deal to me, because of who he is. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
Didn't he go to the Pacers?
Siakam. Going to the Pacers. Siakam.
That's just a cool name to say, man.
Pascal Siakam.
Do you guys like the way the Pacers are trending right now in terms of talent on that roster?
For sure.
Ooh.
I mean, for sure. Tyrese Halliburton is a budding superstar. He's like a point shooting guard. He's like a really good hybrid for what style the NBA plays right now, because they're like he's a point guard who distributes, but he's a score first guard. So like And nobody knew he was that fucking good, by the way. Like nobody, like how about the fucking Kings making a great move and fucking trading him away? Fucking idiots.
I know, right?
Had a year to see him, and then where they were like, nope, not any good.
Not any
Kings
good.
also
Don't take-
traded
don't
away
take-
Buddy
I
Hield,
can't
too,
take the
so-
Pacers seriously because they're the only team in professional sports that's named after another sport.
Right.
Like,
Right.
The
Right.
Pacers are moving in the right direction.
They really are.
My boss is a big Pacers fan, so I have to pretend to give a shit about the Pacers twice a
I
month.
mean, they're never going to win anything. Let's be honest.
I mean,
Like, they can make a
Well,
splash.
what do you
in
feel about
East.
the
We can
Bulls
make a
not making any
splash,
moves?
They can make a splash. And just to let you and just to remind y'all real quick, they're 4-0 against the Bucks.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
they're
what do you-
all in Giannis's head. I don't know why we're 4-0. Well, you can't beat them. We could not beat them. I do not
Talking
understand.
shit to that motherfucker too, dude. They talk some fucking.
They be
They
talking shit to
that's
him.
why they're one of my favorite teams because they talk some fucking crazy shit the entire game. Like Tyrese Halliburton has absolutely zero filter, and you can see it on the court. Like he's just yelling shit about like people's moms and stuff.
Yep.
He's like yelling about he was yelling about fucking Dame Lillard. He hit that fucking game winning shot. Dame's doing Dame time and shit. I'm like, this motherfucker, dude. Is the confidence is fantastic.
So, Will, what do you feel about the Bulls not making any moves? Not that they really could, because I think the one piece that they would have traded away, Levine, got hurt, and then with him being hurt, you can't really trade. I don't think you get rid of DeRozan yet.
No,
Vujovic, I think, is still too valuable for the team.
because you're short on big. So once you get past Drummond, that's it.
Yeah, Drummond and
And-
Vujovic, that's it.
But the only thing that's concerned me, they hadn't made a trade since what, August 2021
When they got Vujovic in that
when
trade.
they got Vujovic last. Yep,
Mhm.
they haven't made any trades.
Yeah, I
since
don't.
that point.
Yeah, I don't get what the GM and the owner are doing, man. You gotta make moves if you want to
Well, I
move up,
mean,
man.
Jerry Reinsdorf is notorious. I'm saying this because of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And if Jerry Reinsdorf runs the Bulls like he runs the White Sox, he's notoriously cheap.
You're not going to get. Yeah, you're not going to play. He's not paying nobody.
Yeah,
You're
He's
gonna
not,
have to draft
going
him.
to pay anybody. He's
They're gonna
not.
have to draft him. They're gonna have to like do it like the Royals do,
somebody-
and just get an epiphany.
Well,
Hell, he didn't even pay Scottie Pippen, and look at how long Pippen was in Chicago.
Yep. But look what Patrick Williams said. What did he say, Hando? He wanted $40 million?
Yep.
A year.
I'm like, bro, this is your
A
second
year?
I
third
don't-
year
yeah.
with us. $40 million?
Nope.
He said a year.
Yeah, a year.
What the fuck has
Yeah.
Patrick Williams done? What has
Nothing.
Patrick Williams done?
He has the first name of the best quarterback in the NFL. That's it.
I mean, that's something.
I mean, really, that's all he's done.
That's it.
Patrick Mahomes?
That's
No,
it. Hit a
Williams.
few threes.
Oh, man.
Hey, hit a few threes. That's it.
I got when you get done, I got a couple of quick things with baseball.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move into, unless you got anything anybody want to talk about any more NBA before we move. All right, let's go ahead and move in over to the seventh in the stretch. Let's go.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints.
Hold on,
What we got, bro?
Before we go, Will, my side co-host Brittany said Pat Williams' claim to the Bulls is that he can pee by himself in the bathroom. That is why he's so good.
If that's his claim to fame, it damn sure ain't worth no $40 million a year.
He better not get any drops on the damn toilet seat. It better be
Exactly.
everything in the bowl.
That ain't gonna have to be prestige, if they get $40 million a year for that.
40 million in the bowl. Yep.
Okay, so reports are saying, and actually some of this is from the Mets directly. It looks like
Oh boy.
the Pete Alonso is unlikely to sign a deal with the Mets before free agency next year.
Do you blame him?
No.
No.
Get the fuck
Hell
out of there
no.
too.
I'll get the fuck out.
Who makes the play for Pete Alonso?
Look good in pinstripes.
He will look good. He will look good as a Yankee. I ain't gonna say
And
it.
I if the Yankees, and that's honestly that's my first thought. Boston's not going to make a play for him unless he's agrees to coach,
Right.
which isn't going to happen. And then and because Boston doesn't need him because they have Tristan Cassis at first base, and he's younger, he's talented, he plays the position well.
Cats is
So
all right.
you would want Cassis, or Boston would be looking at him. So when I look outside my team, the Yankees are clearly the best fit.
Let me ask you a question. Would you think the Mariners might be a good fit too?
Who's
Sure.
their first baseman?
The first baseman is I know his name, dude. Hang on. He's juicing like a motherfucker. He is. You can tell. He's he looks like he can't wipe his ass.
First base. Ty France.
Ty France. Yeah, he's huge.
Ty France is the reason why I think the Mariners wouldn't, because I can appreciate Alonso's play at first more than I can Ty France, but Ty France is young, so he's cheaper, and B, you can still justify development. Whereas with Alonso, since he is a little older, you only have a few more years before you start expecting more regression.
We know where he's going to go. We know where he's going to go.
I don't justify replacing Anthony Rizzo with Pete Alonso, though. I don't see the upside.
I don't either. But other than Rizzo's older, I mean, you basically would get the same type of deal that you got from Chicago.
Right.
Alonso's a little bit younger, I think. Rizzo's like 36, dude.
Yeah,
Rizzo's getting up there.
right. Yeah, okay.
Rizzo's getting up there. So he's got. So basically, I'm saying it would be like basically when the Cubs traded Rizzo to the Yankees, you would get basically the same amount of prime situation that you got from Rizzo. So
okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? If we got what we got from Rizzo, that would be fucking awesome. I would definitely do that replacement, right? Because then you have Anthony Rizzo can play some of the days. You DH one of them, I guess. If you still had him on the team or whatever.
That's still solid bats in your lineup.
For sure.
It is. Alternate them. Rizzo, I can't remember when it was. I think it was when he was on the Cubs. At least it would have to be. But Rizzo can play positions other than first. So you can kind of use him if you need to. But ultimately, you're probably just going to be rotating him back and forth on DH.
Right. I don't know why we're even talking about it, Tony. It's an off-season free agent. I know where he's going. The Dodgers. Because that's apparently who just fucking signs everybody. They just get every single one. Every single fucking huge free agent goes to the Dodgers.
Could I say the Dodgers don't need him?
They don't
care. Don't need half the players they got, and they're still signing.
Yeah. Stack them. They'll have four fucking first basemen that all make the All-Star team. What the fuck is going on right now?
And your MVP of the 2024 MLB baseball season is the Dodgers' fourth place first baseman.
And I love Pete Alonso. I love everything that he did for the Mets, but man, I'd love to keep him. I don't blame him for leaving.
The Mets are just a shitty organization, man. They're just
It's the front office. That's the thing that kills them. It's the front office. It's the front office and the locker room mentality. That's what kills them.
I mean, Will Pone ran a good club. Bernie Madoff screwed him out of that team.
Yep.
I don't know if I sign with the Mets and get the deal that what's his name gets every year, where I get $1 million a year.
Bobby Bonilla.
Like that. Give me the Bobby Bonilla deal. I'll totally play for the Mets for a year for a Bobby Bonilla deal.
But it's just something about the Mets where it's like the Mets are like the
exactly, dude, $1 million to sit on the bench and keep my spot. What? Fuck yeah, let's go, dude.
I mean, it's something about the Mets and the Orioles. It's just where baseball goes to die.
Andy Reid needs me to catch balls in the face and get hit by, fucking Chris Jones. Sign me up. I'll be a tackling dummy for $1 million a year.
You heard it here. Ando will take balls to the face for the right price.
We already knew that. That was already
okay.
Right, Ambrose.
The other thing is Ohtani has been taking batting practice since he will be the main DH for the Dodgers this year.
He's already in BP?
Yeah, he's already in BP. He won't pitch this year. You might see him in the postseason as a closer, maybe if his rehab is going well, but ultimately with how stacked that roster is, he doesn't need to pitch this year anyway.
Gotcha.
He has been taking BP and he has been crushing it according to reports. Now, these reports are all coming out of the Dodgers camp, so only way to know sure is when it starts happening.
Yeah.
But the reports are that Shohei is going to be able to hit successfully this year.
I'm going to be the person on this panel who covers the LA Dodgers because I cannot wait to see that bitch just blow the fuck up.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Are we going to include Erica in your broadcast when you do that, or?
Oh, fuck that noise.
I mean, he better come back and pitch before the World Series because they're not going to be in that. So
hell no.
Doesn't have all the time in the world.
The Dodgers. Because they're signing everybody and they haven't made it to the World Series since 2020.
And that was
It's
in
really
the
a
bubble.
damn shame when you look at those.
Yeah, and that was a bubble title.
So, it was.
So
I
this
do
is
got
That's a good point.
I do got 3 bits of NFL news that just popped up off of ESPN. Number 1, Mike Zimmer just got signed as the Dallas Dallas Cowboys defensive coordinator after uncertainty of hiring.
Yeah.
I figured that
He was the defense coordinator years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. The Steelers today released 3 players, including punter Presley Harvin and backup quarterback Mitch
Trubisky.
Mitch got released.
Mitchell.
Can I say it? Can I say it?
Say it.
Mitch Trubisky.
Trash.
Yeah.
Mitchell Trubisky.
And then Super Bowl 58 is showing that it is the most watched TV program ever with over 123 million
It
viewers.
should have been.
It's going to be like that every year now.
You think so?
Every year the bar will be raised.
I think I will counter that because so many people, especially if the Chiefs make it, want to see the Chiefs lose now. And I think that will be kind of the pressing issue going forward. I think it'll be all right.
Back to baseball. After this year, where is Oakland going to play before their stadium gets built in Vegas?
If they even play in Vegas, I heard Vegas doesn't want the A's to go to Vegas.
No, they're going to Vegas. They already have the site, but their lease is up, and Oakland's not going to let them re-up, so they're going to have like a 1 to 2 year stopgap.
Vegas is building another stadium. Why don't they just play in Allegiant Stadium?
No, and what's going to happen is because I've been reading articles on this. So yes, the city of Las Vegas is vocally pushing back against everything. They don't want the A's to come. However, and I would assume that the building the stadium process is going to take longer because if the city doesn't want it, those permits are going to be a pain in the ass to get to build everything you need.
Mm-hmm.
But the plan, from what I understand, after this season, is that they are going to rotate between the ball field for their AAA team. They will use Giant Stadium sometimes as well. And then I believe there is another. No, it's
I think Salt Lake City and Sacramento are also lobbying too. I read somewhere.
A lot of their games are going to be played at the AAA ballpark. And then I believe some of them are also going to go in Giant Stadium as well. I think that's the plan from what I've seen. But yeah, all right. Yeah, that's all I got.
Cool. Trash.
Yeah. Trash. Straight trash, cuz. Straight trash.
Look how nice Stack's look at this picture.
I know.
Real quick. So my sister is asking why Oakland is getting rid of the A's or why Oakland doesn't want to keep the A's. Can you
the
guys
city
educate?
doesn't have the money to invest in.
How much time do you have?
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Give me footnotes.
The footnotes. Let's just go footnotes.
Okay,
The city, they've been negotiating with the city for a new stadium for the last 30 years. The city won't give them the land or the permits to build a new stadium, so they're moving. That's pretty much what it is in a nutshell.
Hell, you can almost say the same thing about the Seattle Supersonics back in the day.
They figured out Billy Bean was scared, so.
Well, and with the A's, in addition, and Ambrose is correct, but in addition to that, the offers that the city of Oakland made to the A's were very
disingenuous.
Disingenuous to the A's, and this included. Because typically, a lot of times in these situations, when a stadium is getting built, the city will give certain concessions as far as like permit costs, tax breaks for land development in the area to boost the prices for the land around the stadium to incentivize more businesses to build around the area to make the area more desirable. You also see that the city typically will make sure to invest the appropriate amount in the infrastructure in the area as well, as far as streets, lights, making sure there's police officers and things like that to cover the area. And Oakland doesn't have the money to do it. It's not just about, and that was part of the biggest issue with it, is the city of Oakland, along with a lot of the people that live in the city of Oakland, is fucking broke.
Yeah.
I mean, the writing was on the wall. Their most successful team by far was the Warriors.
Yep.
And when the Warriors left, the writing was on the wall. It wouldn't be too far after until the Raiders left, and then after the Athletics, they've been fighting. They had you could go. There's a website called ballparksofbaseball.com. And it has the whole history of like Oakland fighting. They had waterfront projects. They had urban projects. They had projects here, projects there. They were going to put a ballpark next to Jack London Square. Nothing was good enough for the city. And the city just would not let them move forward. And now Oakland called their bluff and the city is crying foul. But, you can't have it both ways.
No, it's this entire situation is both on the ownership of the A's and on the Oakland city government. It
is on the A's to a certain extent, but I mean, it goes back to before, because who's the guy that I don't even know who owns Oakland now. I know Lou Wolf was really trying to keep them in Oakland.
And it's not just on the owners. It's the city of Oakland and their inactivity in the entire time that the A's have been trying to get a new stadium, because there's a lot of people that think about the A's now and the fact that they are consistently one of the worst teams in baseball. In the 80s, in as recent as the 80s, the A's were consistently a World Series contender.
Yeah.
The A's were at the same level then that the Dodgers are now, except the A's were able to get fucking wins. We had Tony La Russa coaching.
Yeah.
Back
McGuire
when he
and
was actually a
Canseco.
decent guy and not a piece of human garbage. The A's were Dennis Eckersley, Red Sox legend Dennis Eckersley, before he went to the Sox, won World Series championships with the A's, and the A's were a very storied organization.
Obviously, you have Billy Bean.
Billy
and
Bean.
Who brought analytics into the fold?
Yep.
Moneyball.
And the stadium was really nice until the Raiders moved back and they put Mount Davis up in center field, and then the stadium kind of lost the feel for baseball. So
Plus during football games there was a fucking baseball field in the middle of the field.
Yes.
That was interesting.
It was
Always
a very
healthy.
difficult situation for, and honestly, the biggest loser in the entire situation with the story of the A's organization and their fights with the city of Oakland is the A's fans. A's fans are actually pretty fucking dedicated. And when there was calls to action last year about making a stand and trying to, make a statement to keep the A's in Oakland, they sold out that stadium consistently every time.
Didn't they stay silent for one of those games?
There was talk of that, but that never happened.
That never actually happened.
Yeah, and then the owners of the ownership of the A's started getting bitter about the situation. They cut the season ticket holders parking lot. They boosted prices. It got super fucking bad. But it is what it is.
Will,
All
are
right,
you
you
okay
guys.
over there?
Yeah, he's dancing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that there was music going
I just
on.
got.
over there.
I just
And
got
all
a
this, and all this with the.
I just got a nice little email from somebody who I've been waiting to hear back
I'm
from.
not judging Will. I
A's
wanted to
guys,
know what he was
because
talking
Billy
about.
Bean is gay. All that is because that's why.
I just got a nice little email from somebody there who I've been waiting to hear back from.
That's good. All right. Well,
Yes.
yeah, I'm good.
Fuck that chick you were
I'm
talking
good.
about, Will.
I'm sorry. Wait. We just got done talking about baseball. 7?
Fuck
Say
that
our
chick
3
you were
words,
talking
please.
Oh yeah. Fuck Rob Manfred.
There you go. Yes, we got to get that every time. Foot ramen.
And as a Red Sox fan, fuck you, John Henry.
He's been
There
a
you
pretty good
go.
commissioner.
There you go.
He's
He's done pretty well.
a
All
nice,
right, you guys.
nice little
Yeah.
Giants card that's going to be going to the possession of Dan Warner at some point soon.
Oh, what is?
There
Let
you
me
go.
see it.
Thank you for explaining.
Ooh,
My
that's
sister
not.
wants to say thank you for explaining about the A's. She appreciates it.
You're welcome.
And
You're
and-
welcome.
What we do.
Oh, wait. Hold
Who
on.
is that? Who is that?
That's Brett Wisely, Giants.
Nice. That was a chrome blue
Blue
sparkle or
Crow.
whatever.
Real quick. I have a question.
Like
I have
this.
a question because I still have this. I'm only gonna play a snippet.
Hey, future Will. Hey, future Tony. Looking good. You see, I got a problem. I got a problem with a Twitch streamer
that goes by Bring Me the McChicken.
Question: did he ever take you up on that?
Yeah, I'm being nice. I haven't asked him what size jersey I have to send him yet because that was the other part of the deal. Like we didn't say anything to anybody else about it. But the winner is
his ass has to buy. His ass has to buy one.
I have to buy him this jersey.
No, he has to buy it.
No, I'm buying it for him. That was the deal. I get to watch his. I would get to watch his big ass. Yeah, I'm gonna buy him a Kelsey jersey because Kittle is one of his favorite players on the Niners. So I was like, you know what, you can Kelsey is a respectable second to Kittle. Kittle was legitimately the best tight end in football this year. Like, I don't think anybody can deny that. But yeah,
Kittle
so
jersey would be awesome.
But and then I'm gonna close. This is gonna be one of Dan's favorite cards, unless he gets an auto one.
Your background is killing it. What is it?
Yeah, this fucking green screen shit for
Is
some
it Aaron
reason.
Judge?
No, that's
Anthony
Bobby
Volpe.
Witt. Anthony Volpe. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's your Volpe rookie card that I'm sending.
Nice.
I'm gonna get these out to you.
Yeah, man. I think I have 3 of that exact card. You should probably hold on to it. I don't have that blue sparkle though.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I got that Volpe though for sure.
All right, you guys.
Bought me too many Topps Chromes. Too many. Like too many.
All right, you guys, we are out of here. I want to say thank you to everybody for showing up tonight. And I also want to say thank you for listening to my TED Talk. And before
I think we're all up for your TED Talks, Will. Whenever we'll call him Will. We'll workshop a name. Will Workshops. Let's call him that. Will Workshops.
Will's Workshops.
All right, you guys. That's gonna do it for us here at the Sports Report Podcast.
We'll work it.
Want to say thank you for everybody coming out. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. You guys have a great week.
You too.
Fuck that chick, Will. Free Fernando.
Bring back Trevor Bauer.
Free Fernando. Free Trevor. Free Trevor Bauer.